I warned the fake HOA patrol to leave. They refused and picked the wrong landowner. The morning started like any other on my Texas ranch. I was checking fences near the front gate when a white SUV marked HOA patrol rolled up my private road. 3 uniformed men stepped out carrying clipboards and tablets, acting as though they owned the place. Before they even introduced themselves, the leader announced they were conducting an HOA compliance inspection and expected immediate access to my property. I looked at them, then at the large private property, no trespassing sign hanging on my gate, and realized I had no idea where they were. I calmly explained that my ranch had never been part of any homeowners association, and that they had the wrong property. Instead of checking their paperwork, they insisted I was refusing a lawful inspection. One of them pointed to a stack of violation notices, while another began photographing my barn and fences through the gate. Their confidence never wavered, but neither did mine. I politely warned them that they were standing on private land and needed to leave before they created a bigger problem for themselves. Rather than listening, one officer grabbed the chain securing my gate and tried testing the lock. Another reached through the bars, looking for a way to open it from the outside. I stepped forward and firmly told them not to touch my gate again. They laughed, convinced I was bluffing. To avoid any misunderstanding later, I pulled out my phone and started recording everything. I made it clear they were being filmed and reminded them they had already been asked to leave. Instead of backing away, they became louder, giving the camera every word and every action. A few minutes later, the reason for their confidence arrived. Karen stepped out of a luxury SUV wearing expensive sunglasses and a smile that suggested she expected another easy victory. She immediately began accusing me of ignoring HOA notices, refusing inspections, and violating neighborhood standards. I listened without interrupting because every accusation depended on one false assumption. They believed my ranch belonged inside their subdivision. I pointed toward the official county boundary marker installed beside my entrance years earlier and explained that the HOA ended miles before my property. They dismissed the marker without even reading it. I even offered to show them my ranch deed and survey proving the land had never been included in any HOA. The patrol leader barely glanced at the documents before handing them back, convinced his clipboard carried more authority than legal records. The officers eventually paused to compare their digital maps with printed paperwork. Their expression slowly changed as they realized something wasn't matching. Karen kept insisting they continue anyway, refusing to admit she might have made a mistake. Before the discussion could go any further, a marked Texas County Sheriff's SUV pulled onto the dirt road and stopped beside the gate. The sheriff greeted everyone professionally before asking for identification. The patrol officers confidently handed over their badges and paperwork, but it didn't take long for the sheriff to notice that they represented a private neighborhood association, not any government agency. He carefully reviewed their documents, then walked over to the county boundary marker and confirmed exactly what I had been saying from the beginning. My ranch sat completely outside the HOA's jurisdiction. The fake patrol officers lowered their clipboards while Karen's confident smile disappeared. I handed the sheriff copies of my deed and official survey, which matched county records perfectly. Then I showed him the video I'd recorded from the moment they arrived. It clearly captured my warnings, their attempt to manipulate the locked gate, and every opportunity they were given to leave peacefully. There was nothing left to argue about because the facts spoke for themselves. The sheriff asked each officer to explain why they had attempted to inspect land outside their authority. Their stories quickly fell apart because none of them matched. Karen tried blaming the patrol team, while they insisted they had acted on the information she provided. The united front they arrived with disappeared within minutes as everyone searched for someone else to blame. The sheriff calmly reminded Karen that homeowners association rules apply only within legally established boundaries. Personal opinions don't extend jurisdiction, and private security personnel cannot create authority where none exists. The violation notice taped to my gate was quietly removed, and the officers packed away their cameras, clipboards, and tablets without another argument. Karen made one final attempt to justify her actions by claiming she was protecting her neighborhood, but the sheriff reminded her that protecting a neighborhood never includes claiming control over someone else's property. She had no response. One by one, the patrol officers climbed back into their SUV. Karen returned to her own vehicle, and both drove away down the dusty county road they should never have taken in the first place. After they left, I locked my gate exactly as it had been that morning and watched the sheriff drive away. The ranch became quiet again, with nothing but the sound of the wind across the pasture and cattle grazing beyond the fence. The day proved something I've learned after years of owning this land. Real authority comes from the law, not from a uniform, a clipboard, or loud demands. Respecting property lines is simple, and those who ignore them eventually discover exactly where their authority ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this HOA story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another story. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from?